Hi, it's Jamie with JamiesArtsalaCartes. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Hi, today I have a fun project for us. We're going to make some fabric pumpkins. So I'm just taking leftover remnants that I have from other projects. You know, we've got some curtains, we've got some what we use for purse liners, blankets, all kinds of stuff. But what I want to cut today, right now, is a couple pieces of the gold, this gold velour that I have. And I looked up the patterns online, so I got my sizes. And I've been working with a extra small, small, and medium. I have a large and an extra large, but it's a little bit bigger than what I wanted. So what I did is I just took the measurements and made a paper pattern from the dimensions that I found online. But for the project I'm going to use these for, I think this will be a good size. So just get my fabric straight, lay my pattern on top of it, and we'll cut it. And you only sew down one edge, and then you gather the top and the bottom. Pretty cool. I've always wanted to learn how to make these, so this is my opportunity to figure it out. Go ahead and cut the next size. Just put it right here above it. Okay, super simple, just some rectangles there. And I've just got white thread loaded into the sewing machine. That way it'll work on all the colors. It's not really where you see the seams kind of thing project. So I wasn't real worried about contrasting colors and all that jazz. Put my patterns over here, because I'll save those for another time. Okay, I don't even need to pin it, because basically you just put the right sides together and sew down this short side. Super simple. Take my thread, simple needle. Get off a good hunk. And then just pick one side. And I'm going to just, what I'm going to do is, because it's super open weave on this fabric, so I just put it through and lock that knot in there. And so now I'm just going to do a real loose running stitch. And I'm leaving, you know, that little bit of edge right there, where I don't have to worry about ravel coming loose and all that stuff. And then I just gather it really tight, and now I'm just going to push through and go back around. I'm not worried about catching every one of those stitches, but I'm just trying to get it tight. So I'm just going around a couple of them, going back around the entire edge. Now I'm back where I started. Then what I saw them do was to pull it all out straight like this, have all your gathers up here, and then circle around. 1, 2, 3. Hold it pretty tight. Now I'm going to go up underneath, and I'm just going to create a knot. So I'm going to get that first one in, sort of set where I want the knot to be, and then come back and put the actual knot in. I'm going to do it twice just to be sure it holds. And now I'm just going to do real loose, like to hide the end of the knot tail, just to keep it from working its way out. Something like that. Cut it, and then it looks like that. The underside of your pumpkin. All right, I think we need more thread than that, so let's get another hunk of thread. So basically you fill it with fiber fill is what I'm using. You can use, you know, if you want something different, if you have something different on hand. I happen to have this. That's what this project is, trying to use things that I already have on hand and to learn a new little craft here. Well, I dropped it. Those fingers of mine. before I put my fiber fill in, I found probably is easier. If you think of another way, let me know in the comments below. But what my practice one, what I did is I ran a running stitch along the top. It is easier if you land your last stitch on the right side of the fabric, because once you get it stuffed, it's easier then to get it closed up. I just take out a hunk. I stuff it in there. And I pull at the sides, and I'm like, oh, this could use a little more. Let's see. Let's try putting a little bit more in there. And then I'll do a test close. And that's pretty good. I like that. It's not rock hard, but it's got a nice amount of shape there. So then what I do, because all this will be covered up by the stem, I do leave, like, I poke my finger in there, because the sticks I'm picking are going to be between my thumb and my pointer finger. So, you know, as long as I leave that little bit of room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put a knot here to hold this, and then I'm going to go reinforce all those stitches like what we did on the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing on the top. Cut it, and there's the beginning of our pumpkin. Then what I did after that is I just had this craft thread. You can use, you know, floss or whatever you have on hand. This is what I had on hand. And we're going to create like the little grooves on the pumpkin. So what I did is, because I wanted it to show, so I made it 3 thick. So let me get off a hunk, get our needle threaded, and I'll show you how I put this piece of the pumpkin on there. Go twice over. We don't have to worry about it coming out. And then what I do is I go from the top down to the bottom and get as close to that little center as I can. Get it there, push it down, pull my needle through, and it's pretty good, that knot I've got in there. So then go back in. I'm going to go to the opposite side. It's got several layers of fabric there, so it is a little bit harder. Now I'm going to hold this into place so that it stays where I want it to, and I'm going to pull it pretty tight so it looks like that. So now we're on the other side of the pumpkin. Go back through the top again, and now I'm going to put 2 in between each of these. So I'm going to figure out where I want to sink my needle, get it through, and now I'm going to hold it into place. And pull it up. And just keep doing that until you've got all the way around your pumpkin. And then I'm going to make it pretty tight. And then I'm going to clip just right in there. And then we'll fluff out our pumpkin, and there we are. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. And the stem and the leaf will go here, and I left room for my wood to go in there. Pretty cute. All right. Now this other one. Do it all over again. We're going to make a few more. So here we are. We've got a couple more to stuff and put the cord on, but this is what they look like when they're all done. So I'm gonna do like a gold theme and then like a silver theme, but look, that's like an old curtain. This is the liner to the old curtain. Aren't those cute? This is that old blackout curtain. How about that? And this is a curtain also. This is that old blue blanket that I recycled. And then that crushed gold velvet. And then just a real soft floral fabric. So the next step will be to put the stems on. I'll finish stuffing the other ones and sewing them, but put the stems in, and then I need to, I'm going to paint these little leaves. Like I'm going to put a silver on this and then a gold on these, just to make it cohesive. And then we'll see what they all look like. All right, let's get these stuffed and sewed, and then we'll be able to get to painting leaves. Okay, we're painting our leaves, and we're taking that bright color and putting a little silver wash over it, just to tone it down a little bit. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so we've got our pumpkins sewn, and we've got our little detail on the sides. We've got our leaves painted. My husband cut a bunch of twigs for us. So now it's time to try to assemble them, and the way I'm going to do that is use a glue gun using Gorilla Glue glue sticks. We'll let that warm up while we trim up some of these twigs. And basically I'm just going to say, that needs to be a little shorter, and we'll trim it off. I got my little garden loppers in here, and we'll cut it, and that'll be about right with our little leaf. That's one of the smaller ones there. And what I'm going to do is use my screwdriver to sort of clear a spot in the center. The larger ones are much easier, but these have stuff in the way. So we'll just scooting it back, and it's ready to put this in. And you know, I might even come in and trim these. I have pinking shears. We could do that. It would look different. Let's see, what could I do? Let me think about that. Do I need to make it smaller? I could, what if it was like that? Would that look better? Versus that. Yeah, we might just cut off the bottom. Could do that. that cutie patootie. The other thing is that I look where the stem would have naturally been growing, and I try to put that up as opposed to into the ground. Again, twist it and then twist it back. Try to get it to stand somewhat up straight. And then I'm just putting, I changed the way I'm putting glue on there too. I'm just putting it down the slit because it is thin enough that it glues from one side to the other. And hold it till it sets up. And this one I slid a little high. Not a big deal, just put a little bit of glue back there. And then close it up. This one has a pretty tight pucker on it, so I'll relieve that stress and help it to lay down. All right, there we are. There are our pumpkins. I'm really happy with how they turned out. They will be used in another project, which will be in the next video, probably the next 2 videos. But I wanted to learn how to make little fabric pumpkins, and well, I had a lot of practice. So there they are. Aren't they? They are just stinking cute. I will say that these were these real yellow leaves, and I actually like those the very best, with just a little bit of silver over them. And then these were the orange with a little bit of gold over them, but I actually like these yellow with just a little bit of silver over them. These came from the Dollar Tree, so it was super inexpensive. Fabric I had on hand, sticks were from the yard, but very economical little project here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And well, until next time, happy crafting!